my channel. Today is going to be a special day because I am doing something I've never done before, and that is review a high-end cosmetic product. Now normally I don't go for high-end. I don't have too many high-end products, but there are a couple collections that might be worth a little extra money in order to get your hands on. So the high-end product I'm going to be reviewing today is the Too Faced Insurance Policy High Impact Eyeshadow Collection, which looks like that and retails for about $35 to $38. And with this collection, you get, first of all, a full-size tube of Too Faced Shadow Insurance, which in and of itself is a pretty good deal considering that on top of this full-size tube of eye primer, you also get a little filler paper and 6 gorgeous eyeshadows. Apparently these are some of their best-selling eyeshadows, which look like that. These are all pretty shimmery. Even so, you can create a really nice look using these shadows. Like, for example, I used them to create this look today, though I used a different eye primer because for some reason I haven't had a whole lot of luck using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance with the Too Faced eyeshadows. I don't know if I'm doing too much of the Too Faced Shadow Insurance or what, but for some reason, maybe it's a hotter day, maybe I use a little too much, but I just had some massive creasing issues with these shadows and this primer that I don't have when I use no primer at all or if I use my e.l.f. primer. However, I do like the Too Faced Shadow Insurance for some of my other shadows, which have a little more fallout. Like I have one from Forever 21, which has some glitter in it. So I like using this for that shadow because it actually holds the glitter on a little better. And then I also like this for some of my e.l.f. shadows sometimes when I want a little extra adherence because it's a little bit tackier than the other primer that I usually use, which is the e.l.f. Dollar Eye Primer. But anyway, I am going to swatch these for you. And I'm going to start with a little bit of Too Faced Shadow Insurance on my hand so I can get a bit of a review on that. So I'm just going to put, I already have some on my hand, so I'm just going to add a little bit more so you can see how well it blends out. Which it is. Wee blending. And now you can't really tell, but my hand's a lot smoother where the Too Faced Shadow Insurance has been applied. And now I'm going to start swatching these lovely shadows. So I'm going to start with Full Frontal, which is this chocolate brown shade. Which looks like so. A little bit two-tone there. I'm going to swatch that there. Whee! Lovely. Now I'm going to use swatch Glamazon, which is this very shimmery sandy color, which looks like that. Very shiny. I like this for a highlight color. Swatch that like so. Then I'm going to swatch Boy Toy, which is a nice pink, which is also a highlight color, but it's not so super pink that not everyone can pull it off. So it's just a nice kind of bubblegum pink, which I'll use on as a highlight a good bit. There's that. The glare from the window. There you go. I'm going to swatch Socialite now. That's one of my favorite lid shades. It's just a nice kind of goldeny bronzy mid-tone shade. Which is there. Going to swatch Skinny Dip, which looks like a really great deep blue, true blue in the pan, but it actually comes out a little more purple. Just there. See, a little bit more purple. A little more purpley there. Not a absolute true blue. And the last is this green Lucky Charms, which looks like shamrock. Which looks like that. I'm going to swatch it in between there, because I only have so much primer on there. So as you can see, they do have some nice pigmentation. None of these are going to be your super bright go-to party eyeshadows, but you could create a pretty bright look, especially with the Lucky Charms and Skinny Dip. You could probably do like a nice peacocky look with that if you care for peacocks. But they are all fairly shimmery, so you may want to invest in some mattes to balance these out. But altogether, it is a fairly nice collection. I'm not entirely sure if it's the absolute best eyeshadows I've ever used, but it is a nice collection to have and to experiment with some Too Faced shadows, so I can get an idea of the texture and how I can work with them. And they do blend pretty nicely. Like, I don't really use, like for example, Skinny Dip, I really don't use that at full concentration, but if I just lightly dip my brush, it can create a nice sheer, slight bluish cast, which can be really pretty. But, wearing, I mean, nothing super spectacular that stands out to me. These were actually some of the first shadows I really experienced some creasing. And that was mainly when I was actually trying to use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance with these particular shadows. And the other primer I use, which is the e.l.f. Dollar Primer, which I like really well and works really well with these shadows. However, it's not quite as sticky, so it's not going to have as bold of colors, but it is going to prevent creasing a little better. And that's what I use today under these. And on me, it wears a little better that way, but it's probably not going to be for everyone. So, these is a nice collection if you want to experiment with some higher end products, and it's not super expensive. But as far as being the holy grail eyeshadows or so much better than drugstore, I'm not really seeing it. And I actually did the math price wise and figured out that for how much you pay for this collection, it would be about the same as if you would buy 3 L'Oreal Hip dual eyeshadows and the L'Oreal Decrease eye primer, so it comes out to about the same price. So in that respect, this really isn't that bad. So overall, a nice collection to have and some nice products to play with. But is it gonna replace some of my other products? No. And I'm not gonna go out of my way to purchase only high-end makeup now. Because am I glad I got this? Yes. It is a nice collection of shadows, and you get a full-size tube of the Shadow Insurance, which is nice to have as well, even if I don't really use it with these particular shadows. So yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed my high-end review, and have a great day. Bye!